Alrighty, now let's do our last thing that we got to do for today's show, and that's predict and react to these Week 5 lines, folks. We like to try and, guess where Vegas' head is at, where our thinking, we talk an hour and a half every single day here, folks. Are we spewing nonsense, or we actually know what we're talking about? For the most part, 99%, we know what we're talking about here. We're usually right on par level thinking with Vegas, and that's why we predict these lines here. And I truly encourage any kind of better out there, any people that like to bet on sports, doesn't have to be just football, it could be basketball as well, but to before you look at what the line is, just think of what you would set the line at. What do you think this game is going to happen? And then you look at Vegas, and then you compare your thinking. Are you right? Is Vegas is right? Why is Vegas thinking this way? Why am I thinking this way? And, just kind of get a good sense of where you are in your own thinking. Because once you look at the line, folks, you don't really know. Would you have guessed it like that? You've got that number in your head already, and it's not consciously you're doing this. It's just subconsciously. You look at the line. Here we go. Rams, Seahawks. Okay, you look at the line, it's Seahawks -3. I don't know what it is, folks, quite yet. But let's just say you look at the line, Seahawks -3. Oh, yeah, I would have probably said Seahawks -3. Yeah. And then you're going on that notion of that's your thought, but that's not truly your thought because subconsciously you already saw the number and you worked it in your subconscious, folks. That's why it's called the subconscious. Come on. So that's why we like to do it here. Get a nice good gauge into if we truly know and truly can feel out the landscape that is the NFL on a week-to-week basis, and we're right on the money there with Vegas, and we even find, and this definitely helps because you can find the value, folks, when your line is so much more off than Vegas is. It doesn't mean that Vegas is 100% right. We saw them lack in the first 2 weeks with the Steelers +6, and then who was it the second week that we found great value in? Dang it, I'm blanking on it. Steelers +6 week 1, great bet. We took it, we hit it. Week 2, what was week 2's? It's not that important. Maybe it is. Let me see if I can find it quickly. Not really remembering. Oh, Cowboys, was it Cowboys +3? Was that it? Cowboys +3, I think, may be it. But either way, we can find the great value here when we predict the lines first. So let's do that, and let's go through all these games and start talking about Week 5 in the NFL. So here we go. First game up is the Thursday night game tonight, Rams at Seahawks. Alrighty, what are we going to put this line at? Seahawks -3 because of home field. Division rivals right here. Big game here for both teams, for the Rams to get back on track and put that kind of bad performance by the offense behind them. And the Seahawks, just to kind of prove that they can put a full quarters of football together. So I'm going to just call this one probably Seahawks -3. I mean, we've got two great teams, both in the same division. We know the Rams defense is great. The Rams offense is great. Seahawks offense is pretty solid. I mean, when you've got Russell Wilson, you've got a great chance to win every single game. And then with the wide receivers, absolutely. Chris Carson potentially being out here is a little bit of a stinger here for the Seahawks, and the defense is truly going to have to step up here to defend the great speed and size and verticality that this Rams team has. So I'm going to call this one Seahawks. I'm going to call this one Seahawks -1.5. You give them the -3 because they are home field, but I'm giving the Rams a half a point better overall. I mean, I just like Matthew Stafford in this offense, man. The Seahawks offense has not seemed consistent this entire season, and it wasn't consistent the entire year last year, falling off in the back end. I still need to get a true sense of what the Seahawks team is all about, and hopefully we learn a little bit more tonight, but I'm going to call it Seahawks -1.5. Alrighty, then we get the Jets at the Falcons, and this is going to be a great opportunity for the Jets to win this game, folks. Falcons, they're trash. They blow leads. At home. It doesn't matter. This Falcons team, man, there's some curse on this team. It doesn't matter. They just switched out their head coach. They got rid of Julio Jones. They brought in 2 new running backs. It doesn't matter. They're still doing the same old Falcons things that they've done for the last 3 to 4 years, ever since they lost the Super Bowl. There's been a curse here in Atlanta, and how unfortunate there. But this Jets team, we saw Zach Wilson truly start to get it done last week, and I really think this is a great opportunity for the Jets to go out and win. And I want to say, if Vegas plays this like I think Vegas is going to play this, I think they're going to call this one just Falcons -3 because of the home field. And if they do that, I'm taking the Jets +3 all day. That's great value in my opinion. But I'm going to call this one Falcons -2. You give them -3 because of home field. And I'm saying this Jets team is just a little bit like a point better overall than the Falcons. And I may be crazy by saying this, folks. I may be crazy. But I think I take Zach Wilson over Matt Ryan right now. What has Matt Ryan shown us? Nothing. What? Okay, his good games result into nothing. I mean, they don't win games. They don't get back to the Super Bowl. They don't, go back deep in the playoffs. I'll take the rookie with the higher ceiling because we know what Matt Ryan is. It's just nothing great. It's like, okay, if you look at Matt Ryan's stats, you're like, yeah, they're good. And then you look at the games, they're like, yeah, that's pretty much what I expect, yeah. So I'm gonna call this one Falcons -2, and if we get if we get Falcons -3, I'm taking the Jets +3. Jets +2, you don't get that kind of 3-point. You score by 3s and 7s, so usually the final score is usually 3-7. Obviously, there's the wonky situations of a missed extra point and a safety and all that. I get it, but the basic scoring, the mainstream scoring is 3 or 7. So I'm going to call it Falcons -2. All right, here we go. Lions at Vikings. And folks, we're going to see what Vegas does here. But I think this is a blowout win for the Vikings, folks. I'm really looking forward to what the spread is here because I think we may potentially get great value taking the Vikings at home here. Vikings getting out to a lackluster 1-3 start here, but the offense is still moving the ball. Besides last week because the Browns defense is fantastic. The Lions defense is nothing like the Browns defense. So the Vikings don't have to worry about their offense not getting the production it needs this week. Now, they got the Lions 0-4, Vikings 1-3. So if Vegas is just, looking at the record, and we know Vegas is smarter than that, so it's probably not the case. But I think this is going to be a blowout win for the Vikings. They get back on track. This is the easiest opponent they're going to face all season. And the Lions, Jared Goff and the offense just floundering. They had every opportunity to beat that Bears team, and they squandered it themselves. Once again on the road, I don't think this is the week that the Lions get their first win. I'm going to call this one Vikings -7, folks. And if it's Vikings -7, we probably don't take it. I don't think that's great value at that point. But if it's Vikings -3, Vikings -4, I'm taking that value all day long. Potentially, we'll still take Vikings -7. I do think this is going to be a nice good win here for the Vikings. I could definitely see a 10-point win. So if it's anything less than 10 here, the spread, we may still take it. But I think it's going to be a great Sunday here for the Vikings. All right, next game up is the Saints at Washington, and alrighty, something's gotta give here, folks. Saints, can they move the ball offensively through the air? I don't know. It doesn't seem like it. Jameis Winston, he's still got to be the quarterback. We just made that. We just firmly said that yesterday when we were looking at what Taysom Hill was doing, underthrowing balls. Can't do that. Washington at home here. It doesn't matter if the Saints are at home or on the road. Jameis Winston is still not airing it out. He had 220 yards at home, like 170 on the road. It's not that much of a difference here. Taylor Heineke proves, hey, he will fight to the bitter end. They put up no points in the first quarter and then 34 points for the rest of the game. Great energy by Taylor Heineke. He brings a great presence to this Washington team. Both defenses are nothing great here. The Saints just kind of truly floundered against the Giants offense last week, and then this Washington defense, they've been giving up like 25 to 30 plus points every single game here. This is not the Washington defense of last season, but the offense is better than it was last season, so it's kind of making up for that. But I'm just going to call this one right on kind of that home field. These are two lackluster teams overall. The Saints offense isn't impressive. The defense isn't impressive. Washington's offense is pretty good. It's kind of high flying, and it's way better than it was last season. But like we just said, this Washington defense is got to start to reestablish itself, and we'll see if it does it at home. But we're just going to call this one Washington -3. Give them -3 because of home field, and that's basically what these two teams are. All right, next game up here is the Patriots at the Texans, and the Texans are at home, which is good, but they still have Davis Mills. It's not Tyrod Taylor yet, so we know this Texans offense is so utterly atrocious with Davis Mills, and he's still a rookie, so we won't knock him too hard, but Poof, you could tell he's a rookie. That man is, sheesh, not great yet. But yeah, this Patriots defense, I mean, it just shut down Tom Brady. It's going to probably definitely shut down Davis Mills. So Mac Jones going back to just game managing quarterback, hopefully, and just letting the team overall get the wins and get the stops defensively and set up the offense in great field position so Mac Jones doesn't have to drive 75, 80 yards. Just a nice 50, 55-yard drive for Mac Jones, dinking it down, taking his shots when he needs to, running the ball when they need to. So we're going to call this one Patriots -6 on the road. It's just this Texans offense is so utterly atrocious, folks. So utterly atrocious. The defense is truly going to be the only thing relevant here in this game. If the Texans defense steps up, it could be close. If not, I mean, if the Patriots score 10 points, there's no way the Texans put up more than 10 points. So it's going to be the first to 10, I would say, in this game. So we're going to call this one Patriots -6. Alrighty, Dolphins at the Bucks, and still no Tua. Hopefully Tua shows up next week, and because of no Tua, this Dolphins offense is still trash. Basically, like we just talked about for that Texans team, trash defense, absolutely. So Dolphins on the road against the Bucks. Oh my goodness, and Tom Brady wasn't able to kind of get his full revenge on Bill last week. I'm sure Tom Brady wanted at least one passing touchdown against Bill Belichick's defense. Couldn't even get that. So, I'm sure Tom Brady's going to come out here firing and taking out all of that frustration of truly not sticking it to Bill this week. And he's going to take it out on the next best thing, which is, his former kind of division rival, the Dolphins, kind of their second biggest during Tom Brady's tenure here in the AFC East. So he's going to go out and take it out on the Dolphins. The defense, it's a good defense, but when the offense doesn't put up points, the defense will kind of get lethargic as the game progresses, and Tom Brady was at his best the very last drive of last week. So there it is. We're going to call this one a nice, disrespectful Bucks -8.5, folks. I mean, it's just this Dolphins offense cannot move the ball, folks. I'd probably take the Bucks -8.5, and I think I would feel comfortable. I'm going to say this. I would feel comfortable buying it all the way up to Bucks -13.5. Yeah, this Dolphins offense is that bad, folks. Without Tua. With Tua, it can be good because Jacoby, I would go with Sinnett, the third string quarterback here. I'm done with Jacoby Brissett. The man does not get it done. I mean, he doesn't air it out. He doesn't take those shots down the field, and then he's inaccurate as heck. Getting players injured. Will Fuller here, our wide receiver for the Dolphins, he broke his finger because Jacoby Brissett is throwing garbage balls, inaccurate. And then, he gets, he fumbles the ball as well. So Bucks -8.5. Wouldn't be surprised if it's a little bit higher. All right, then we get the Packers at the Bengals, and this is going to be a real interesting game. I'm really interested to see what this Bengals team is all about, folks, and this is a huge game for them against this Packers team. Now, the Bengals just beat the Steelers 2 weeks ago, which was a solid win. Packers just beat the Steelers as well. But yeah, this Bengals team 3-1, getting out to a hot start. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase hookup is looking real gosh dang good. And Packers on the road, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I'm just not feeling the team here by the Packers. It just still feels like there's some animosity here between Aaron Rodgers and the team a little bit because of that kind of dysfunction in the offseason. I don't think it's all buddy-buddy, and they're lucky they've been winning, so they've been able to kind of keep it truly kind of bottled up and under wraps here. But, they're on the road here. This Bengals team has a great chance to upset. What is this Bengals defense ranked? Let's quickly see what this Bengals defense is all about here. And just see where this Bengals defense is ranked. Are they going to be able to try and stop this Aaron Rodgers offense? So here we go. The Bengals, they have a top 8 defense. They've only given up 75 points so far this season, 1,200 yards. Where the Packers, where's their defense? They've given up 100 points and 1,200 yards as well. So this Packers defense, they've given up more points to the Bengals. And with Joe Burrow's high-flying offense with Jamar Chase, I think this is on upset alert, folks. We can get some good value here. We'll see how much respect Vegas has for the Bengals. But I'm going to call this one Bengals Bengals -1, folks. I truly think so. I think this Bengals offense can get it done past this Packers defense. And if this Bengals defense forces a turnover early on with Aaron Rodgers, like we've kind of seen a little bit. When Aaron Rodgers throws some picks, they're really going to come in the first or second quarter. And usually if he throws one, we can kind of see a second one coming as well. So Bengals -1, they get after Aaron Rodgers early and often. It's a 1 o'clock kind of kickoff time. Packers aren't usually kind of in the 1 o'clock slot, usually kind of a 4 o'clock slot for this Packers team. So Bengals used to playing early, Packers maybe not so much. And Aaron Rodgers on the road, he looked all right against the Steelers last week. Nothing great, not kind of Aaron Rodgers-esque, but it was okay. I'm going to give the Bengals some love here. I'm calling this one Bengals -1, and if we get any points with the Bengals, I think that's great value. All right, next game up is the Broncos and the Steelers. All righty, Teddy Bridgewater should be able to go. He should be practicing today, getting out of concussion protocol and all that. And this Steelers offense versus the Broncos defense, I don't think so. No way. This Steelers offense has just been absolutely lackluster the entire season, folks. Big Ben, the receivers, Najee Harris has been fine, but in the clutch, he's not getting it done. He's not the one that's kind of putting the team on his back, and he's a rookie, but still, somebody's got to do it. Shoot. Teddy Bridgewater, we just watched him yesterday of his week performance against the Ravens, and it was solid. It's just that Ravens defense was really gosh dang good. And I think that Ravens defense is a little bit better than the Steelers defense overall. And just once again, I just don't think the Steelers team offensively is going to be able to get it going. Now, they are at home, which is a nice silver lining for the Steelers team. But this Broncos defense, they held the Ravens to 23 points and a lot of 3-and-outs and not able to move the ball and not able to be kind of explosive and consistent like that. And they kept it close. The Broncos defense kept it close. It's just unfortunate. Drew Lock couldn't do anything either. So I'm gonna what do we call this one, man? Steelers at home, so you give them the -3. Broncos. It's just, is Big Ben going to torch it up this week? He's been banged around, folks. I don't know if we can even buy Ben. I can't even buy Ben with this spread. I'm going to call this one Broncos -2.5. Broncos -2.5. It's just, we'll start respecting it when we see it, but it's week after week after week after week, and if he's not getting it done in the beginning half, as that arm wears and tears, he's just going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. I don't think this is going to be Big Ben gets off to a slow start and then so hot at the back end and then carries that into the playoffs. If we didn't see it week 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't think we see it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And if they don't get it, get it going, they don't get it past week 17 because they're not making the playoffs. So I'm calling this one Broncos -2.5 on the road. Alrighty, then we get the Eagles at the Panthers. Ooh, going to be a great game. What is this Eagles team? Can they get it going? They just put up 30 points last week against the Chiefs. That was great. But now they got to go on the road against this Panthers defense. And Sam Darnold just playing game-managing quarterback. And we'll see what this Eagles defense is all about. They just let a touchdown go every single drive last week for the Chiefs. So we'll see what this Eagles team is truly made out of. The Panthers get Christian McCaffrey back. I want to buy in this Eagles team. I still think we can buy into this Eagles team, but this Panthers defense, I think, is not what we need to see right now for the Eagles. So I'm going to call this one Panthers -5.5. We'll see if this offense can keep it going here for the Eagles. They just finally started to kind of score in the red zone. They need to kind of not settle for field goals. That's going to be their next kind of jump, their next hurdle. Their first hurdle was just scoring the ball, and now the next hurdle is scoring touchdowns. So we'll see what this Eagles team can do on the road. It's going to be a tough one against this Panthers defense. I don't think this Panthers offense is so much better than the Eagles. I'm not saying Sam Darnold is better than Jalen Hurts. Honestly, I would kind of say they're basically right neck and neck on what they can do. So I'll call it Panthers -5.5. Alrighty, Titans at the Jags. Oh, Urban Meyer. He's not getting any more lap dances. Alrighty, he's learned his lesson. But I don't think he has this team ready to go. Is the respect factor there? They've got the Titans coming in this week, and they have a lot of people showing up on the injury report. Let's go to this matchup. It's like 20 players here on this Titans team on the injury report here. We got Sherrill Finch, Julio Jones, Jeremy McNichols, Caleb Farley, Taylor Lewan, A.J. Brown, Jeffrey Simmons, Aaron Brewer, Jalen Brown, Tommy Hudson, Chris Jackson, Brett Kern, Bud Dupree, Rashad Evans, Ben Jones. I mean, everybody's on here, but Derrick Henry's not on here. And that's all we need to see. Derrick Henry is going to punch this Jaguars team in its mouth, folks. I don't think the Jaguars are going to be ready. All this distraction, all this respect talk, and, you've got to kind of talk your team and coach up your team and have that leadership on the field and the locker room to get ready to tackle the powerhouse, the monster truck that is Derrick Henry, who runs 30 times a game for 150 yards. You're going to have to get ready for that. And if this team gets down bad, if the Jaguars get down big bad early on, nobody's going to want to go to bat to win for Urban Meyer when they have to, tackle Derrick Henry over and over and over again. So Urban Meyer screwed the pooch this week, and the Titans will be screwing it right back. We're calling it Titans minus 4.5 on the road. Alrighty. Let's keep going here. Next game up is the Browns at the Chargers, and we love the Browns defense, and we love the Browns offense. Besides Baker Mayfield, he's not getting it done, and Justin Herbert's been playing real solid football here this entire season, winning games. So, Chargers at home. This is going to come down to Baker Mayfield. It's literally going to be Baker Mayfield decides if the Browns win or lose this game. It's all going to fall on Baker Mayfield, and I'm not ready to trust him. These last 2 weeks, we just watched them yesterday, folks. I mean, holy moly, was that bad. I think that's the worst quarterback performance I've seen this season, and we've seen these rookies play, folks. It's not been the prettiest thing to watch here early on in the season. So Browns at Chargers minus 3 because of home field advantage, and I'm going to still leave it at Chargers minus 3. This is Baker Mayfield's game to win or lose. He decides it all. We'll see if he shows up. I don't think he does. We'll probably swallow the 3 points here in our official picks. All right, then we get the Bears at the Raiders. Justin Field starting like he started the last 2 games, but he's going to be starting for the rest of the season now. Official starter here in this Raiders team. Lackluster offensively on Monday Night Football. Unfortunate. They are at home, which is great. And this Bears defense, it's been real solid here. They made Jared Goff turned the ball over in that offense, turned the ball over and not score in the red zone, but the Bears were at home last week. We'll see how this Bears defense travels here, and we'll see if Justin Fields can keep up pace offensively with this Raiders offense. Now, we just saw Darnell Mooney truly come alive. Allen Robinson and this offense come alive last week. Is that, a one and done thing? Does Matt Nagy kind of reclam up here and, not get it done? So this is going to be a real close game, but I'll call this one Raiders. I'm going to call this one Raiders minus 3.5. I think Vegas is going to give them an extra kind of point or a half a point hook here, but we'll see what Justin Fields can do. We'll call this one Raiders minus 3.5 because of home field advantage. Alrighty, 4 more games. Here we go. 49ers at Cardinals. And once again, a huge division game here for this Cardinals team, for the 49ers. Cardinals at home. And with Jimmy Garoppolo a little bit uncertain, this Cardinals defense was making Matthew Stafford kind of, and getting after this Rams offense at home there. So that was great. That was a great look by this Cardinals team. They didn't make any turnovers. They didn't, turn the ball over offensively. So they're playing clean football here. That's fantastic. And if Trey Lance has to, play in this game, whether Jimmy Garoppolo can't from the rip or he gets knocked out of this game, Trey Lance is not going to be able to do anything over this Cardinals defense. And this 49ers defense, nobody's been able to stop the Cardinals, folks. Nobody's been able to stop the Cardinals, and we just had them face the Rams, and they put up 34 points, 37 points. So this Cardinals team can score on anybody. This is a real solid team. We're going to call this one Cardinals minus 4.5 here at home. Alrighty, then we get the Giants at the Cowboys, and man, oh man, bad timing here for the Giants. They just got on track here with their offense and won their first game last week, but now they have to go into Dallas against this Cowboys defense. Sheesh, good luck with that. We love this Cowboys defense. Dak Prescott, he's been, hey, if I need to throw it, I will throw it. He had 4 touchdowns last week, but under 200 yards because the running attack was fantastic. So if Dak Prescott needs to be called upon to throw 300 yards, he will. If he only has to kind of be game manager, throw 180 180, 200 yards, he will do that as well. So this Cowboys offense is moving the ball and winning multiple ways. This defense, we'll say it again, we say it every single week, they're true ball hawks all over the field, and we're going to call this one Cowboys minus 5.5 here against this Giants team. All right, then the Sunday night game, Bills at Chiefs. Oof, going to be a great game. We'll truly see what this Bills team is made of, but this Chiefs team just had a touchdown. I can't stress how impressive that is, folks. A touchdown on every single drive of the entire game. How crazy is that? And Josh Allen, he's just not getting it done for me. This Bills offense is just not getting it done for us here, not closing out the game, leaving the door open. And if, this Chiefs team, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, folks, is Patrick Mahomes. He will take advantage, and he will leap through the door and bring in his family, his friends, people he doesn't even know, anybody that wants to come in. They will all walk through that open door that the Bills leave open. I'm calling this one Chiefs minus 4.5, folks. Yes, I'm being disrespectful with the spread. I'm not buying the Bills quite yet. I'll buy them against, the mediocre tier 2 teams. I don't care about that, but this Chiefs team is upper echelon. We're calling this one Chiefs minus 4.5. I'm going to go Chiefs minus 5. I'm going Chiefs minus 5, folks. Chiefs minus 5. All right, last game here, Colts-Ravens. Colts at Ravens, Monday Night Football here. Colts, Carson Wentz, still even going against the Dolphins, still wasn't pretty. That should have been a blowout there. Should have been a blowout, but the offense is still struggling. Ravens offense, they're moving the ball. The defense, they only allowed 7 points last week. That was huge. And this Ravens team at home, this Colts team is not ready to face any team good. Carson Wentz is not good. These receivers are not great, which they need to be. And this Ravens team, Marquise Brown back on track, Lamar Jackson running all over the field. Nobody can stop him. And this is to, I believe, break that record that they went to tie last week. So that they used that very last play. So Ravens at home, Monday Night Football, Carson Wentz, I think he comes out and flounders here. I'm going to call this one Ravens minus 4. Alrighty, now that we have all these lines predicted, let's see how we did. Let's go to DraftKings. That's the sports book we like to use with the lines. We think that's they get it right. Usually every bookkeeper, they're all on the same lines, maybe a half a point, full point, probably max difference. But we use DraftKings here. Great website, great interface, all that, fantastic. Sponsor us, please. We're looking for sponsors out here. All right, but here we go. Let's see how we did here. Let's start with the Thursday night game here. Let's get these lines one more time refreshed. Make sure we're all good here. All right, so here we go. Rams at Seahawks. We predicted this line at Seahawks minus 1.5, and wow, it's Seahawks plus 2. Vegas is loving the Rams here, and hey, I respect it. I kind of do as well. I was giving the Seahawks a little bit of a benefit of the doubt here because they were at home and just that kind of uncharacteristic performance that we just saw Matthew Stafford. So Vegas is like, hey, don't worry about last week. They'll get it cleaned up, and I'm sure they will. And I just don't know if the Seahawks defense is going to be able to keep up pace here with what this Rams offense can do. We'll also see what this Rams offense and just team can look like on the road. They opened up on the road. They were at home against the Bears week 1. What about week 2? Week 2, they were on the road against the Colts, and they only won by 3. I like the Seahawks team better than I like the Colts here. So Seahawks plus 2 is looking appetizing. The Rams, they beat the Bucs at home. They had the Cardinals at home. This is their only second road game, and they went toe-to-toe with the Colts. And if Carson Wentz didn't get knocked out of that game, the Rams may have lost on the road. So Seahawks plus 2, folks. We'll give you our pick right now. I think I'm taking the Seahawks plus 2. Matthew Stafford leaving a bad taste in our mouth. Now they're on the road here. Division opponent against the Seahawks. Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll, short week for everybody. I think they get back on track here. So Seahawks plus 2, I think that's great value. Rams 1 by 3 on the road against the Colts. I'm taking the 2 here. I'm taking the Seahawks plus 2. All right, so that's our Thursday night football pick right there. A little off the mark on our spread, but all right. Vegas is going to give us those points. We'll take them. We were ready to swallow 1.5 here by the Seahawks, but I'll take the 2. Damn, you're giving me 2 points? I'll take those 2 points all freaking day. All right, now let's start talking about some Sunday action here. First game up is the Jets and the Falcons. We predicted this line at Falcons minus 2, and it's Falcons minus 3. All righty, so Vegas is saying, yeah, both these teams are even, but I'm giving the edge here to Zach Wilson and the Jets, and we get 3 here. I think that's great value, folks. I'll take the 3. I don't see this Falcons team winning this game. They just let Taylor Heineke come back from behind. And that's not a dig to Taylor Heineke. I think he's solid out here, but if Taylor Heineke can do it, so can Zach Wilson, because that man just started to open up the ball down the field last game. And, if Taylor Heineke can put up 34 points, I think the Jets can do it as well. So, Falcons, -3, no good value. I truly stay away from that. Jets +3, I think. I'm loving it. Alrighty, next game up here is the Eagles and the Panthers. We predicted this line at Panthers -5.5, and it's Panthers -3. Interesting right here. So Vegas is telling you what we've been saying. Hey, you give credit to this Eagles team. I just don't think it's this week that we should be kind of buying up this Eagles team. Their offense just started to move the ball, but we know this Panthers defense is really gosh dang good. One of the top defenses in the league. I want to say I would probably say top 2. They've only given up 66 points. 1,000 yards overall. Only 2 teams have been better than that overall in this league, and that's the Bills and the Broncos. So absolutely great defense here, and Sam Darnold most likely gets Christian McCaffrey back. Sam Darnold has a lot to prove because he just kind of floundered against the Cowboys, throwing picks in the second half of the game when it was close, single-handedly basically losing. Eagles +3. I don't think it's enough good value. I think we're leaning more towards the Panthers right here, but interesting right here. Vegas is basically saying, yeah, these 2 teams are even. So I know everybody's trashing the Eagles in the national media. I don't understand why. I still put this as like one of the top tier 2 teams. I can't put the Eagles in at tier 1. They're 1-3. No way. But I mean, just kind of, one of the better kind of, middle of the road teams. I put them out high on the tier 2s. So Panthers -3, I think it's better, but I still think this Eagles team can be competitive. So I'm glad that the Vegas is not truly disrespecting the Eagles here, and we'll see how they do against this Panthers defense. All right, Packers at Bengals. We predicted this line at Bengals -1, and wow, Bengals +3. That's the disrespect we're looking for. Absolutely. I'm loving the Bengals +3 here, folks. Give me the value. I will gobble it up. Bengals at home. Joe Burrow looking real gosh dang good. Defense is real solid here by the Bengals. This Bengals team has kind of surprised me. I did not expect them to go 3-1. One of our early kind of, before the season started prediction was that Joe Burrow was going to look the worst out of that kind of quarterback class from last season between Jalen Hurts and Justin Herbert and Tua, but he's looking like one of the best, so proving us wrong. Hey, I'll take the points. You prove me wrong and get 3 points, I'll take that. Bengals +3, folks. I think you might see that game in our picks tomorrow. We make our official picks. We like to sleep on the lines and make our official pick on Friday's show, but Bengals +3, I think that's disrespectful value. Is that the first disrespectful value here of the week? Little disrespect, slight disrespect. Bengals +3, folks. Whew, interesting. All right, next game up here is the Patriots and the Texans. We predicted this line at... Where is this game? Here we go. Patriots -6, and it's... Patriots -8.5. Woo, yeah. I mean, folks, it's Davis Mills. He can't move the ball. They won't put up any points. We said it's going to be the first 1 to 10, and probably it's going to be the Patriots winning 10-0, potentially winning 10-0 at bare minimum. So swallowing 8.5 here, it's not something I probably will do. I think it's fine, but it's Patriots with the rookie quarterback on the road. Something wonky happens. Will they put up that many points? I don't see Davis Mills getting out to a good start, but maybe Mac Jones throws a pick. I don't know, maybe something, but this Texans team can't move the ball, so I understand the line. Little off the mark, and Vegas is going heavy on Davis Mills not being able to move the ball, and I agree. Alrighty, Titans at Jaguars is the next game up here, and we predicted this game at Titans -4.5, and it's right there, Titans -4, folks. So absolutely, that is the Jaguars going to be up to tackling Derrick Henry this week. I don't think so. I think we like the 4 there, swallowing the 4 with the Titans. Broncos at Steelers. We predicted this line at... Broncos at Steelers. We predicted this line at Broncos -2.5, and it's only Broncos +1, man. I think this is some great value right here. We don't have to swallow any points here with the Broncos on the road, and I just don't think Big Ben gets it done, folks. He's not going to get better as the season progresses. I think that's not what's going to happen with Big Ben this season, folks. Worse as the season goes on, not better. I think I'm liking the Broncos with the point. All right, next game up here is the Saints at Washington. We predicted this line at Washington -3, and wow, Washington +2.5 against this Saints offense that doesn't move the ball down the field. In this Washington defense, this is the perfect opportunity for them to really kind of solidify, hey, we're the real deal defensively here. They're not, airing out the ball. They can, they just don't. They did it once, they did it twice last game. Hopefully they start doing a little bit more this week, but this is the week. If Jameis Winston's not going to throw for 200 yards, this Washington defense can rush him a little bit more, press the receivers a little bit more, kind of the safeties can press up a little bit more towards the line of scrimmage, and they can make it a real bad day here for the Saints. So I'm not buying the Saints team -2.5. What are you, nuts? Washington +2.5 here. I feel like this is a trap bet here set up by Vegas, and I'll be the sucker. I'll fall right into this trap. Washington +2.5 I think is great value, folks. Absolutely great value. Wow. I'm okay, folks. Wow, Washington. I think that's disrespect. I think this is a little bit more disrespectful than the Bengals +3 over there. Wow. Vegas is on their bullshit this week, folks. Disrespect is coming out. All right, we're starting to see it. Washington +2.5. I love it. I love that. Woof. Alrighty, next game up is the Lions at Vikings. We predicted this line. Now, let's see if we get great value here, folks. This is a potential game where we can get immaculate value. We don't want to swallow that many points here with the Vikings. Lions at Vikings. We predicted this line at Vikings -7, and it's, okay. No great value. Unfortunate. Vikings -9.5. We understand it, folks. I'm telling you, I really think this Vikings team runs wild. I think they put up the points, and now they'll have a lot of people talking come next week like, oh, this Vikings team, why have we not been talking about them? That's the type of game the Vikings are going to put out. So -9.5. That's always a lot to swallow here, but we'll see what we do tomorrow with our official picks. But that's exactly what, we understand. We understand. Alrighty, next game up here is the Dolphins at the Bucks. We predicted this line at Bucks -8.5, and it's Bucks -10. Once again, this Dolphins team cannot move the ball offensively without Tua. They will not be able to move the ball offensively on the road against the Bucks defense. No way. So Bucks -10. I understand it. We probably don't swallow it because it's not good value for us anymore. And the Dolphins +10 is definitely not good value, so we're not going to go the other way. So unfortunate. Vegas, they don't lose money, folks. They're usually right on it. No good value there. Alrighty, Browns at Chargers. We predicted this line at Chargers -3, and it's Chargers -2. So they're giving a little bit more credit. Vegas is giving a little bit more credit overall to the Browns than we are. But, we understand, the Browns team is all good besides Baker Mayfield. So, like we said, it's going to be Baker Mayfield to decide to win this game or not. I think we swallowed the 2 here for the Chargers. They win by 3. Bingo, bango. We cover the hit. All right, Bears at Raiders. We predicted this line at Raiders -3.5, and it's Raiders -5.5. Woof. All righty. So Vegas has given no respect to Justin Fields. I've got no problem with that just quite yet. We'll see how he does on the road against a real solid team right here against the Raiders, and we'll see how the Raiders bounce back. Raiders -5.5. I don't think is any great value, but Raiders -5.5. Giants at Cowboys. We predicted this line at Cowboys -5.5, and it's Cowboys -7, so a little bit more than we were thinking here. And that's kind of what the theme of today here. Vegas is kind of we're kind of lowballing Vegas a little bit out here. But yeah, I understand it. I mean, I don't think this Giants team is going to be able to continue what they did last week, and they only got going in the fourth quarter. So I don't think any of that kind of dusts off. And this Cowboys defense, I don't think it flounders. And Dak Prescott, I think does what he does, and Zeke Elliott and Tony Pollard and this whole offense here. This Cowboys offense is real great, and they're at home. Cowboys -7. All right, here we go. The last 3 games here. 49ers at Cardinals. We predicted this line at Cardinals -4, and it is Cardinals -4.5. Yeah, I mean, this Cardinals defense and offense is fantastic, folks. And if Jimmy Garoppolo's not playing, expect this spread to go through the roof. So maybe secure this value while you can. He's still a little bit in limbo, kind of leaning towards playing. So Cardinals -4.5 is probably the best value you'll get, and it can only get worse from there. So maybe lock it in. We're liking it. All right, Bills at Chiefs. We'll see what they did here. We predicted this line at Chiefs -5, and they're just going to leave it at Chiefs -3. How do you leave this one at Chiefs -3 just because of home field advantage? I don't agree with that at all. How many times do we have to say it? Josh Allen is not closing the door in these games. We don't think that's going to work here against the Chiefs. They'll take advantage. The Chiefs blow them out. We have the Chiefs -5. We still like the Chiefs -5, so we will probably swallow the 3. And then the Monday night game, Colts at Ravens. We predicted that at Ravens -4, and wow, I'm glad Vegas did this. Ravens -7. Yeah, that's really what it should be. No respect to Carson Wentz, and I think that's perfectly fine. This is disrespectful by Vegas to the Colts, and I firmly stand by this disrespect right here. Carson Wentz has got nothing, and this Colts team overall is just not able to win the games because they don't have that quarterback, just like last year with Phillip Rivers. Unfortunate first-round exit of the playoffs, even though they had a little bit of a better regular season so far than Carson Wentz does. So, unfortunate. Alrighty, so, Vegas kind of putting these spreads a little bit higher than we would like. Truly couldn't get a lot of great value. There was opportunities for some real great value, but Vegas is smart, folks. Vegas is smart, so unfortunate. But we'll come back at you tomorrow when we sleep on these lines, think about them through a little bit more, and we come at you, and we'll find the value, folks. Don't worry about that. We'll still find the value. Come on, don't test us. So still value to be had, and we'll sniff it out for y'all. But we are taking the Seahawks +2 tonight. Give us those points, absolutely. Alrighty, folks, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We are back live tomorrow, noon Eastern, where we make our official picks and we break down the game for from last night. Alrighty, Calvin Ridley, hang on. Is this Jets game in London? Oh, we forgot. That plays into it. Oh, man. What's the spread here? I forgot all about the Falcons and Jets playing in London. So Jets +3 in London? Oh, absolutely. Well, maybe not now. Oh, no. Oh, goodness. I forgot all about the London, folks. Robert Saleh, rookie head coach. Arthur Smith, also a rookie head coach. How are they going to get their players prepared to play this game? Zach Wilson, rookie quarterback. How is he going to prepare to play in another country? But no Calvin Ridley. He's not making the trip to London. So get that Jets +3 when you can, folks. Holy cow. And Russell Gage. Oh, my God. Yeah, you got to get that value while you can. Get that Jets +3, folks. Get that Jets +3. All righty, now